Alright, coming back to this. I try and play for an hour or two. Maybe 3. Planned out nuclear reactors in the map editor. Noticed a goofy issue on these lines, which is like I had a got tired and didn't think, which I have to correct. Ow. So we're getting out the Oopsie arms because an Oopsie happened. And that Oopsie is, this should be a filtered belt. So quick. Because that's coming up from these high quality furnaces. So if I don't get this going into the quality warehouses, then life is going to be very oopsie. And not very, very good for me. So, because yeah, you see I just picked up a quality plate. This stuff occurs more often than you think. So for now, just get that in and be like, alrighty. Okay, buddy. You know, I'm a smart, really. And then once that's done, yeah, just maybe leave that filter on there. And the way that this is going to manifest is like, you see this assembly line full of oopsie. We need to get rid of that as best we can before it blocks up my line of everything. Particularly this everything, because if those don't start pumping out, and that's what the oopsie arms are really for. Like, I need this to be actually producing parts. And I can't sit around and make it right. And I know the goal is solar somehow. How I'll get there, I do not know. But somehow. Future. So, alright, that's gonna go to that end. And it's something where I have to figure out where to guard this, because what will happen is it'll use up all of the normal quality parts, and then it will build up where the guard is. So this is going to be absolutely joyful, as you can no doubt tell. Put this here for a moment, and then hit shift. And then continue to gradually figure this out. Like, because all the quality stuff is so very rare until you really don't need it to be rare. Like, oh. I did that, didn't I? Okay, so that's a belt end there. And then, is there any in the splitter? And the answer is no. Good. So then you can see it's running into this one. And that's going to be a tricky one, because all I know to do is to pull this forward and throw this in. But I probably need those parts anyways. because of how this jam is going to pound. And just run up and hope for the best, kind of. And be on a lookout to see if anything else is infiltrating the line. But yeah, so now those can craft. And it's going to be a matter of getting seal-offs to go off as I run. And then it's tricky because I can't make a bang quality sink. Well, I can. I technically could make an all quality sink and be like, take all the quality stuff and magically stow it in a specific location for my amusement. And that will make me most happy. Then keep on contributing to the zombie coal patch. And as I'm at that, what else can I contribute to making zombies? Like, well, let's make this last for longer, how about? Because that's just gonna continue to add time. And that's kind of the goal of this operation, is just continue to add time so that these things have a harder time running out. And then while I'm doing this big job, the amount of stuff that I can make quality is ridiculous. And that's being taken very seriously here. So it's just tricky because at a certain point, I need to be getting back into that tank and letting the bots handle this side of the operation. And at a certain point, kind of means now. Now, maybe yesterday. This will raise my bot limit if I craft it out of good stuff. So that's part of the reason why the batteries are the way they are. But part of the quest over here is going to be to put together accumulators. And I need to pop out of this and into the realm of math for a second. And say, 200 divided by 3600, 0.5. If I see better than 0.5, I automatically win here, as far as I'm concerned. And then plug in 0.6, yeah. So that means I can make like 200 of those per hour. And that's kind of how this is going to play out. Because I need to have a command economy. Where what that means is I'm making things for the sheer sake of making them, and this is a terrible idea in practice if you run a government, so don't do it. It's like it's basically like saying it's all pretend anyways, so we'll just use up our natural resources. Works in a video game. Debatable as to whether or not that strategy works in real life. You know, can we do it is less relevant than do we really want to do it. So, alright, I'll keep that running. And then just figure out which box to shove some random stuff in. And yeah, what I really would love is if I could get this going down here. Because if I can, then I can begin to boost copper on an automatic basis. But I'm getting the feeling that I have to run a train car of copper and set that up manually. So that's going to be one of the jobs for the tank. Thing is that I can see it now, so... Okay, 300... So 24 in order to get this launched. I can always come back in later and add some great arms, is the philosophy. If you've ever heard the phrase, fake it till you make it, this is very much a fake it till you make it operation. So, boom. Boom. And... You know, I know what you're saying. What if you can't fake it? It's like, well, then biters will eat your stuff. That's gonna have to get manually adjusted once I get vision on that, but that'll work. And... let's see, that needs to be rotated into a splitter. So, that's a rough one, where it's like, do I redesign this? Well, I'm just fiddling around here. Because that needs to go into there, to go into there. The interesting question of, does it work in a diagonal? The answer is, if you try hard enough, you can force anything to work. But really I need it going this way. And all this stuff is gonna come out and slurp into here, so that'll be one where I don't save it. Nope, too clever. And then that'll let me get an estimate for how many drills I need going out there. Oh God. It was actually a good idea. I'm not being indecisive here, I swear. That was actually a good idea. That's why it's like, oh God, seriously? It's one of those? And the reason why I'm like, oh no, it was actually a good idea at the time, is look, I can't, if I back this in, there was like a 1 point gap in between those drill lines, so I can't actually fit that in there. And it's like, no, space demands that I do this. Why does space demand these things from me? I do not know. And then, can I make sloppy joes? Pretty much. So none of these will be full belt lines. But collectively, I'll cover the entire mine. This horror. Like, see how grand this idea really is? It's making my eyes hurt. Nope, that's incorrect. It's to come back by 1, so that we can fit it properly into the switch there. Oh, that's awful. But the important thing is, the truly important thing is that this is still going to be gradually increasing by 1. As you can see on this side, as it runs everything out gradually, ever more gradually, because of how slow it's going to go. And alright, so that's the part there where it's like, to get this online, I need 67. So that means 201 of these quality modules. Alright, where's Mr. Tank? Come here. Oh, there's a tree there. Oh, there I am. I'm sure that I can run myself over if I try hard enough. Mr. Tank moves faster than me, though, so... Okay. I'm just gonna need some more drills. Do I have those in a box somewhere? The questions that sort of drive my life right now. So... L... Drill. None that can be observed. Alright. So that's kind of the thing, where it's like, this is a hotspot, and what I would characterize as, quote, a point of research with this strategy. I have maybe enough EMDs to do this job partially, but not complete it. And that will completely replace this copper industry in this section. Well, but it doesn't need to be replaced, right? So that's a thing where it's like, the industry all needs to be expanded, not replaced. And then I'm gonna have this slow little drip, drip, drip of drills for a while, where it's like, you don't get it. The industry needs to be expanded, the industry does not need to be replaced. And then while I'm doing that... Okay, we got copper on this line, and then we have this final line here. Do I have concrete going through this system? And the answer is no, I do not. So that means Mr. Reactor is never going to get built. And that would be another split off of these if that were practical, but at this point, it's not. It's being subdivided between too many projects, and that's affecting everything negatively. Meanwhile, the mines are running out. Which is not negative. Well, no. That was 67? So yeah, I've got enough to expand in that direction, actually. Because I'm doing the calculation. Oh yeah, alright. That is part of the deal, is exploring to what extent you panic over the math. Alright. And just make silly decisions instead of correct ones. I am only the cheesiest monkey. So. What, me make silly decisions? Why would I do that? Okay, but That's good, that's good. I grabbed gun turrets. I want to keep those active. Have walls. Going to have to take a break. Every time I run out, just slap one of those down in there and be like, yep. We'll do new development, take the edges off of a new mine till I run out of those. And then, alright, concrete. That is a question. Because I'm trying to run this out. And part of that's going to be investment in nuclear, where I just go like, and get this job done. Thanks, buddy. Here you go. Here's your steel. Here's your concrete. So right now, how this is going to go is boom, boom. And one day this will be red circuits. For right now, this is going to be concrete. I'm actually going to grab some of the quality ones and put that in there just to be funny. Okay, so I can get 4 drills sets online, I think. Oh, I need to take a pause and have a think while I'm taking a pause to do life things.